in my zone, fire in my bones, so best believe it's on. Sweat and tears I've invested in this game, so I lay it on the line because I come to do my thing, I'm on. What's up, everybody? Good morning. I hope everybody's having a great day, great morning. Gonna get this morning started off. It's Friday. Gonna get this morning started off in a great way. Gonna be positive this morning. It's Friday. We're gonna live that positive dream, and every day's a good day. So that's what we're gonna do on this Friday, regardless of what the market looks like or any news that we have coming out. We're gonna be positive today, guys. Today we're gonna go through the pre-markets. Dr. Rob, what's going on? Good morning, man. We had great space last night, man. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed spending time with you and the fellas, man, yesterday. Man, that space was good. That space was a good one, man. But we're going to go through some pre-markets today. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the stock market, where that's going to open up today. And go ahead and take a look at some things that could affect that. Go look at some crypto prices today and some crypto news. And then I'm going to get out of here and go do my real job. Was awesome. Great. Yeah, we did have a great space, man. To be able to have spaces where we can just talk about different topics and just kind of let people share their experiences and things to watch out for and things to look for in these cryptocurrency projects is a great time. And if you don't know, me and Wadi have one on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Dr. Rob holds spaces every day. So if you're watching this thing on replay, which I know a lot of you guys do because I look at my analytics, go ahead and follow Dr. Rob on Twitter. He holds spaces every day. Follow me, follow Wadi, because we hold Twitter spaces and they're good ones. What's good, XXI, man? I seen you last night in there. I seen you. I didn't lose any followers. I didn't lose any followers last night either, man. I was surprised, man. I was surprised but we had some conversations that we need to have in this space, man. And I'm not worried about, Twitter followers, man. If you guys want to come on and not follow me because of the things that we talk about on Twitter spaces, then that's cool too. We really don't need you at that point. But we go ahead and get into these pre-markets, man. These pre-markets are red. They're not looking so hot. There's some reasons behind that. Good morning, Brian. How are you? Glad you joined us this morning. See people starting to flow in a little bit. So good morning, Brian, man. Glad to have you this morning. But I'll get into some of these pre-markets. They ain't looking so hot. They're in red. There's a couple reasons why, guys. This Ukraine war is almost at its year anniversary. Seems like Putin's trying to ramp things up, and probably in for some bombing going on over there. Looks like China is really linking up with Russia and going to cause some havoc in that war over there. Pay attention to this, because if this thing ramps up any further than what it is and gets worse, it will affect all markets, not only the U.S. market, but the overseas markets as well. So pay attention to this developing story as they come up on a year, because it could get interesting and it could really affect what's going on in the markets. Yeah, man. Trying to stay tapped in. XXI, you always tapped in, man. That's why you're in MMAI, because you tapped in. You know what's good. But pay attention to this. I think this is why the pre-markets are down today. I think this war is playing a big role in what's going to happen in the stock market today, and as we roll out, because We know NATO, which a lot of the European countries, including the United States, are part of. If this thing ramps up too much, they're going to ramp up their protection over Ukraine, and it's going to have a negative impact on the market. But that's why I think the pre-markets are down today. That's why I think we're seeing some red today. A lot of people don't believe that the cryptocurrency market and the stock market are attached, but they are absolutely attached, guys. We'll go ahead and take a quick look right now on crypto. So before we go any further, I mean, you can see that the cryptocurrency boxes here on CNBC are they're all in red. So we expected to see that with the stock market being in red like it is today. XRP is basically neutral, but you have Ethereum and Bitcoin in red, and we'll get into that right now. But pre-markets, guys, this is where it's at. Early this morning, they're not looking so hot. Fear and greed index, we look at this thing every morning, but it's a lagging indicator. We don't make a lot of decisions off of it because it's a lagging indicator. It falls behind. But like we said yesterday, it was in greed, and we anticipated that it would go to neutral today, just based on where Bitcoin has been falling out the past couple of days, and it has gone to neutral for today. And I expect it to be at neutral tomorrow as well, if Bitcoin stays doing what it's doing. But it's things about 24 hours to 48 hours behind. But it's a good indicator of kind of where we've been. So the market cap is the current indicator of where we currently are now in the overall cryptocurrency market. And right now, this market cap is sitting at about 1 trillion and 91 billion, about 1 trillion 91 billion. Yesterday, we were hovering around this 1 trillion 100 billion to 1 trillion 89 billion. So it's trading sideways from yesterday. So Ken, good morning to me. Good afternoon to you, brother. So I hope you're doing well on this Friday. Ken, glad to see you this morning. Glad to see you. So yeah, we traded sideways all night. It looks like from this market cap. So trading sideways overnight isn't always a bad thing. Right now, we got Bitcoin sitting at $23,934. Ethereum sitting at about $1,650. Down a little bit from yesterday. BNB sitting around 310. Seen this yesterday as low as like 307, somewhere in there. So it is up a little bit on the hourly, up a little bit on the 24. And looks like it's up a little bit on a 7-day as well. So, looks like it's trying to dig itself out of that hole. XRP, this thing dipped a little bit. This when I got up this morning, it's in around 39 cents. Looks like it's at 38 cents, but it is up on the hourly. So XRP is a good indicator of kind of where some of these altcoins are going. Matic, Matic took a big pullback over the past couple of days. It's down about 7.8% on the 7-day, but it got up to about $1.50. So you had to expect the pullback to come when the market pulled back. So not surprisingly, Matic's down to about $1.35. So got to kind of expect that pullback when you have a run up like that. I'll take sideways. I'll take sideways too, Rob, especially in a market like this. Sideways isn't always bad. Sometimes you have to go sideways in order to go up or down. So some consolidation is not bad. Selma Fudd, good morning. How are you? I hope you're having a good morning. I hope everybody's getting their Friday started out well. We are going to we're going to get our Friday started out good, man. Regardless of this market, man, we can always make money We can always make good plays, regardless of where the market goes, regardless of where the market does. But it's part of just knowing kind of where we're at. Um, Selmo, Selmo, you down with XRP? Yeah, Selmo's down with XRP. He's in here. We say XRP so much in here that you can say that in your sleep. XRP, XRP, XRP all day. But as far as Polygon goes, guys, Polygon is one of these things where it's gonna pull back, but there's so much upside to Polygon that every time it dips, it doesn't stay down for long. So you if you're in it, you're in it. If you're in it and you bought in a little bit higher than what you wanted, there's a dollar cost average feature to that you can do it, that you can do. I don't ever think that you can own enough Polygon. I don't think that I own enough Polygon. So and I have some good Polygon. I have a good bag of Polygon, couple, but I don't think you could ever have enough. Brian Dowie, years. Brian Dowie, yeah, you know it. You know it's Selmo Fudd, man. We love our XRP around here, man. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the breakout. So it's one of them tokens, man. If you don't have it, you're gonna miss it. And if you miss it, you're gonna miss it big. You're gonna miss it big, that's for sure. Because XRP, once this whole thing settled, you're going it's ain't gonna take off. It's gonna make a lot of us money. I was gonna type the same thing. The same thing. I listened to okay. You guys are all on the same. Good morning, Kelcher. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Lena. Good morning. I hope your morning's good. I think it might be afternoon or morning where you're at. I'm not sure. But so pay attention to Polygon Matic. Pay attention to this pullback. And you may find yourself a good spot to DCA into, or go ahead and start a new position. I'm looking at it. If it pulls back to that 120 mark, I will be opening up a swing trade on that. So just as a FYI. Lena, good morning. So yeah, I will be opening up a swing trade on that at like 120, 120, 125, 125, 120, somewhere in there. I'll buy some and then look to go ahead and sell it when it gets back up to about $1.50, somewhere in there. So that is my move with Matic. So just to let everybody know, you guys know I tell you what I'm doing. I don't hide that. But the market cap in cryptocurrency, it is a little down from where we would like it. We would like to be at that 1 trillion, 100.5 billion, somewhere up in there. So it's a little down, so a little sideways, but not bad. I don't see anything that's really outperforming everything else right now this morning, but we'll go ahead and take a look at my pictures. You guys know I like the pictures. We'll move this to the hour, to the day. We'll see how the overseas markets treated us last night. They treated us like a bag of tricks. A little red, mostly red, but some green in here too. So not too bad though. I mean, you see a lot of red on here, but you don't see a lot of big, huge losses in the overall cryptocurrency market. Just a lot of sideways trading. Lena awake jumped on me. Lena's awake for 10 minutes. Dr. Rob, you on Lena already this morning. Bye for Jackie. Man, Dr. Rob and Lena going on at it already this morning, man. Good morning, Big Watch. Big Watch dude, how are you? I hope you're having a good morning. Hope your Friday's moving along good. Um, did you listen to the space last night, Big Watch? We was in there. We was uh we was talking about a lot of stuff. But this is how the overseas markets treated us, guys. I mean, they basically traded sideways with us. Go ahead and move to current day. We'll look at the hourly, see what's happening as the American markets are waking up. Um, and they're starting to look at their bags and see what happened overnight and start to make some decisions this morning. Um, so looks like it's a little bit greener than it was when I first looked at it this morning. So you see Bitcoin is starting to come up a little bit on the hourly. So we may be in for a little bit of a recovery, but I say a little bit of a recovery. You have to be careful. Bitcoin at right around 24,200, it keeps getting rejected right there. So every time it hits right around that mark, it keeps getting rejected. And I don't expect that to change today. And I just don't expect it to change today. There's nothing in the market that says it's going to change. Um, so just be careful there. Watch that mark. Watch that 24,200 mark, because that seems to be right around that level right there where it just seems to start getting smacked back down. So we haven't been able to shake that in a couple of days. But overall, the market's not bad this morning for a Friday. But remember, on a Friday, it's never about how we open the cryptocurrency market. Yeah. It's never on Fridays. We talk about this every Friday. It's never really about how we open the market on a Friday. It's always about how we end the market on a Friday, because that sets you up for the weekend. Basically, how you end on a Friday will basically dictate what's going to happen. And how the cryptocurrency market's going to look for most of the weekend. So pay attention more to that 4:30 Eastern Standard Time closing bell and how that market looks, because it'll set you up. Usually it sets up for the weekend. And if the stock market ends on a big down day, the cryptocurrency market usually stays down all weekend. But if it closes on a positive, usually the cryptocurrency market will go ahead and pump, unless there's stories that come out. I still see the market. I still see the market getting to those lows. XXI with this. People got to really pay attention to what's going on in Ukraine right now. Uh, this year anniversary, it has a tendency to really tank the market, because Russia's talking reckless right now, and you have China over there meeting with Russia and possibly doing some things with them as far as the war goes and supplying them with some stuff. And they just spent like $50 billion on oil over the past year. So Russia and China are together. It looks like, and coming up on this year anniversary, Putin's over there talking reckless. And if he does anything crazy today or this weekend, these markets will straight up tank, man. They will go down. The markets never react well to war, and especially escalating war. So you have to pay attention to this story to understand what's coming your way. Um, smart thinking, XXI. XXI Gaming. Yeah, XXI has said that he thinks that this market's gonna go down for a minute to 12K. I can see a pullback in this market. Me and XXI is a little bit. He sees the market pulling it back a little bit more than what I do. but I can understand where he sees that based on the charts, and I can understand where he sees that based on support and resistance lines on the Bitcoin chart. I just think that we're going to have a hard time breaking all them support lines all the way down to 12K. I think where we built over over this past year, we built a good resistance. A good support line right around 16.5, and we traded sideways there for so long that I just think that it's going to be really hard for us to get down past that 16.5 if the market does go down that low. But I will give XXI some credit. If we do break that 16.5 mark, we are headed straight for 12K. There's no doubt about it. And if this war heats up, and Putin starts to act crazy over these next couple of days, we could see 16.5, 12K this weekend. Yo, Ken, what's up, brother? TGIF, baby, yes, big watch. It is Friday, man. I'm so happy. I don't think you guys realize how happy I am. It's Friday, man. It's been a hell of a week, man. It's been a long week, but I know I don't feel that pain by myself. So, but yeah, so this is a big story here, guys. Pay attention to that, and really pay attention to what's going on worldwide with that, because if that heats up, your NATO is not going to sit back and watch Ukraine get bombed on without doing something. What they choose to do, I don't know, but they're not going to not just do nothing. And once that happens, you'll see the market react. I was off work Monday and it's still, man, look, them shorter weeks, big watch, them short weeks at work are worse, man. They're worse than the long ones for me, because it just seems like everything is just sitting there just waiting, and then you're jamming everything into 4 days instead of 5 days. So there's no relief. There's no relief there, man. So short weeks, I don't really care for short weeks too much. Couple other stories we have floating around cryptocurrency that you guys may want to pay attention to is the Federal Reserve warns banks to watch cryptocurrency liquidity risk. A couple banks have jumped on this already. If you go read through this article, I'm summarizing it for you guys, but a couple banks have already jumped on this already. They are starting to watch the liquidity as far as their banks go in cryptocurrency. They're minimizing the risk. So pay attention, because what may end up happening is some of your banks may give you a little bit of a harder time in a very near future here, of even trying to move some of your money out of your bank to your centralized exchanges and things like that. So pay attention to what's going on with this, because the Federal Reserve and everybody else, they're coming out, they're trying to minimize the liquidity in cryptocurrency and what's going on, and they're warning the banks for this. And when they start warning the banks of things, and the federal government starts warning the banks of things, banks jump on this, because they need to listen to what the federal government says in order for them to stay on the good side of the SEC and the whole Federal Reserve. So, if they're telling them to minimize their liquidity risk in cryptocurrency, then they're gonna minimize their liquidity risk in cryptocurrency. A couple banks have already, in this article, have already jumped on it, and have already come out and stated that they're going to go ahead and minimize their risk. I believe NATO NATO still hasn't allowed Ukraine in yet. No, NATO hasn't allowed Ukraine in yet, but NATO's not going to sit around and watch Russia take over Ukraine either. And that's the key, because they're just not going to do it. They're not going to sit back and watch that, and that's why you see right now the United States and a lot of the European and NATO nations start to not start to, but have been really funding that war in Ukraine for Ukraine. Ukraine is not in NATO, but the NATO will not allow them guys to. They won't sit back and just allow them guys to get buried by bombs. So without giving them some sort of support, and if that happens, it's not good for anybody. It's not good for the economy. It's not good for the stock market. It's not good for cryptocurrency. It's not good for any of the markets. It's not good for inflation. It's not good for the situation that we're in right now. It's not going to help. It's not going to help the situation. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried faces 4 new criminal charges, and these criminal charges, guys, they're based around. A lot of them are based around his political donations, and how he gave out political donations was actually against the law. They are charging him with this, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this. I think Sam's time at home playing his video games and using VPNs to dump Bitcoin and everything else on top of everybody, and sitting around on social media, them days are probably getting shorter and shorter and shorter for him. The walls are closing in on him pretty quickly. I did read an article, and I don't have it up here, where the judge himself is getting a little frustrated with Sam's actions while he's on house arrest, and how they have to keep coming back here and putting more and more restrictions on his house arrest. And they were actually thinking about revoking his bail at one point. So I think the walls are closing in on Sam. I think Sam's time in his nice little palace is coming to an end, and it's going to get a little it's going to get a little sticky for Sam, and he's probably going to end up in jail a little bit quicker than what everybody thought. And these criminal charges against him and his political donations, they have dug them up. They've looked at how he's donated money to some of these politicians, and charged them with some illegal donations. And ultimately, he's going to pay the price for this. But for a while, I didn't think that he was going to do any time. I thought he was going to walk out of there scot-free, because in the United States, money talks, right? But the more and more this man keeps digging himself a hole, the more and more I think he's on his way. He's on his way to that 10 by 10, three hots and a cot, call it what you want, but it damn sure won't be at his mom and dad's house playing video games. It says, I agree. World War III is coming. I think this war has the potential to get real nasty. Big watch. It really has the potential to get nasty if things go sideways over the next couple of days, weeks or so. As we come up on this 1 year anniversary and people are talking reckless, I think things can get really nasty out there. If he was so well, let's see here. What's the saying? It jumped on me again. Pull you down, Brian. If he was well connected, he wouldn't have gotten bailed out. No, you're right, Brian. If he wasn't so well connected, he wouldn't have gotten bailed out in the first place. And he would be sitting in jail right now. If he was the average Joe like me or you, he'd definitely be in jail. And we wouldn't even be talking about this nonsense that he has going on. And he, you know, he'd be sitting there. But he is well connected, and his family does have a lot of money, and he has a lot of money, and his friends have a lot of money, and that's why we are where we are with him. And But you know what? Some of these spoil rotten people like him, they come out and they do this dumb stuff that he's doing, and at the end of the day, the judges see through it. A lot of other people see through it, and he's going to pay the price for it. It's just going to take him a little bit longer to pay the price than somebody like me and you. And but ultimately, if he goes to jail, it'll be because of his own stupidity. Because he really did have the opportunity to play this thing out in his favor, with his money and his connections and everything else, and he just couldn't chill out in his house and shut his mouth for a little while, and just let this thing play out. But when you're spoiled, rotten brat like that, and you don't think anybody can do anything to you, and you think you're above the law, um, this is how you act. And ultimately, I hope the judge does revoke his bail. He's out here selling Bitcoin. He's out here selling on top of people. He's out here claiming that he's broke, but cashing out millions. And at some point, this circus show needs to stop. I still say he doesn't go to jail, doesn't do any jail time. They won't they won't let they won't let him talk. He doesn't need to talk, Brian. Um, uh, Caroline and the rest of his crew is talking for him, and they're telling on him. He doesn't need to say anything, because they're already telling on him. Listen, I said this from the beginning. They're not finding out all this information and everything that he's done because they're expert investigators. All this stuff is coming out because his whole crew is telling on him. They're literally sitting back, cooperating with the government, and basically snitching on him, for their own, so that they can get their own lighter sentences. The one that I don't think is going to jail is Caroline. I don't think she's going to jail. I think she's going to be their star witness. I think she's going to be the one that puts all the pieces together for him. And at the end of the day, I think she's going to be the one who's really telling on Sam and showing him where all the money is. And I think she's probably going to end up. She's going to end up okay. But I do think that Sam is. Brian, I was with you at the beginning. I would have said that I didn't think he was going to jail. But the way he's acting right now, I don't think there's a choice. So I can't see Sam Bankman-Fried living to old age. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I can't see him. I can't see that happen either, especially in jail. Big Wise do 100. Yeah. Dr. Rob, that fake suicide. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's looking for some pity. But I don't think the judge is gonna have too much pity on him moving forward. I mean, there was already discussions on him revoking his bail. So I think the judge has had enough of him. You know, so and eventually you'll see through somebody. But yeah, that he may end up we may end up seeing a story on him in the news, couple, in the not too near future, where he no longer with us. But it is, it is what it is. Tim sent sweet Caroline my my way. Oh boy, Brian. Oh boy. But no, I think she's gonna be the one that puts all the pieces together. I think she's already doing that. You got to remember, he worked with his team to set up FTX and to set up all the back doors to FTX. And Caroline was the CEO of Alameda Research. He made her the CEO. She knew where the money was going. She knew how it was getting there. She knew who was putting it there. She knew how it was coming off the FTX exchange. So when you have people that close to you that are turning on you, um, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You have no choice but to stand up and fight in court. But at the same time, the evidence is out there. But yeah, Dr. Rob, you made me laugh with that one, that fake suicide note, because I don't know. I think we'll be covering a different type of story once this is all said and done, and I just leave that to your guys' imagination. Sometimes you always want to be a hard guy, and you always want to be a gangster, and you always want to break the law until it's time to pay the price, until it's time to do what it is that needs to be done when it comes with living that lifestyle. And I don't know. I don't know if Sam's ready for that lifestyle. So we'll see what happens. Uh, I was reading. I was reading this morning too. Montana Senate passes bill to protect Bitcoin and crypto mining rights. Big for Bitcoin. That more and more states are passing laws to protect mining for Bitcoin. Um, this helps the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general. Um, as states start to pass their own laws to protect cryptocurrency, um, as the federal government starts to waver back and forth and not really give clarity, at least some of the states themselves are starting to come out and really back to cryptocurrency mining, which in turn backs cryptocurrency, and really setting the tone for some of these things that are coming. We talk about it on here a little bit. Montana's not the first state to do this. Um, so, any state that passes cryptocurrency regulations, cryptocurrency laws to protect cryptocurrency, I always like to give them a little bit of a plug, because, they're being proactive instead of sitting back and waiting for the governments to tell them what to do. They're kind of taking matters into their own hands. So, you know, I appreciate that. And, but the thing about it is Montana also knows that this is good for the economy as well. So the more and more that they can back that, the stronger and stronger their economy will grow. What do you got, Brian? SPF was SPF was a pawn, was a pawn put in this position by by higher ups. You know, I think I don't know if I agree with you on that, Brian. I think a lot of people look at SBF as a pawn, but remember, SBF was a highly educated individual. He went to Ivy League colleges. He was a math wizard. I mean, he can play dumb all he wants to right now, but the kid is far from dumb. Um, he's well educated. He knew exactly what he was doing. I think that he had some connections that gave him access to some very powerful people, that he basically brought on board to this scheme. But at the end of the day, I don't think he's as big as a pawn as everybody thinks he is. Um, he's very educated. He knew what he was doing. LeGrand, how are you? Good morning, man. I hope your Friday's going well. rich kid. What can I say? Rich kid living lives of privilege, privilege. Have no have no idea, have no idea about real world. You're right, Ken. They don't. Rich kids that live in these privileged, I call them perfumed worlds, where everything's glossed over for them. They always think they know what's going on. They always want to be a little bit more than what they are, and live in a world that they haven't experienced. But when it's time to pay the price for living in that world, um, they you find out who they really are, what they're really made of. And he's one of them. He's one of them. He wanted to, he wanted to live this lifestyle and live in this world of robbing people and taking people's money. But when it's time to pay the price for that, you know, we'll see. We'll see how he pays the price. Uh, didn't what's it say here? Jumped on me, Rob. Uh, older residents have a lot of prop paranoia, um, regarding mining. Yeah, older residents do. They do. Mining's loud. Uh, mining's loud. It's uses up a lot of energy. It's not always environmentally safe. Um, so there is some concerns from people that have been around for a while and the older residents. But you know, at the end of the day, there's a lot of money there too, and politicians are about that cash. And I'm just happy that they're backing it. I'm happy that they're taking the steps to really encourage cryptocurrencies. But Bitcoin itself, they need to come up with a better energy efficient way of mining Bitcoin, because it is a little rough to to have Bitcoin miners sitting in your backyard. It is a little rough. So I do understand the other side of that argument as well. Uh, but you know, Bitcoin could do itself some favors by coming up with some more energy efficient ways to mine Bitcoin. Uh, but there's a lot of money there. You remember every single piece of power that they use are paying for as well. So power companies are making a lot of money. Uh, Not saying he's dumb. Went to MIT. Yeah, Gensler. Yeah. Brian, I think you're right to a point. Like, I think that they kind of use Sam a little bit, but I don't. I wouldn't even say that they use Sam a little bit. I think everybody was using each other. Um, I think Sam Gensler and that whole crew was using Sam to push regulation, because everybody thought that Sam was so smart from a regulatory standpoint that they would listen to him. I think Sam was using the government, Gensler, and all his other connections to gain access to more and more powerful people, so that he could extort more and more money. I think that it was this big circle of everybody just using each other. So, um, I think I don't think anybody's innocent in this situation. I think Sam knew exactly what he was doing. I think the other power players knew exactly what was going on. And everybody was playing this game together. But obviously, you got to take the head off the snake in order to kill the snake. So, he was the head. He was the head. So, you got to, if you want to be a cost to be the boss. That that saying always rings true. It costs to be the boss, and sometimes when you're the boss and you're doing dirty stuff, you have a bunch of people telling on you, and you end up taking the fall for that. Um, I think we all know some brilliant people who have no common sense. Big Watch, I think SBF has a lot of common sense. I think he's playing dumb. I think that he gets on these social media platforms, he gets on these platforms and he plays dumb. Um, eh, he this is part of his defense. I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't sure. I thought I was doing the right thing. Nobody helped me. If Sam was smart, he'd start turning on everybody else, but he won't because that won't. He wouldn't make it out of the courtroom. Sam Bankman-Fried has multiple meetings and late night calls with Gensler. Yeah, I mean, Brian, they were together on this. They really were. Like there's no doubt about that. They were meeting. They were meeting. They were going over cryptocurrency regulations. They were both trying to push an agenda. They were both trying to. Gensler was trying to push his cryptocurrency regulation agenda, and Sam was trying to push his power play agenda. So they both were pushing their agendas. So yeah, they had a lot of calls, a lot of meetings. They were benefiting each other. I believe he was told there was a there was a there was a game being played. I I do believe, Big Watch, that Gensler knew what game was being played. I and sometimes in a powerful position like that, though, even though you know the game that's being played, you don't talk about the game that's being played. You know it. People have advised you of it. But at the end of the day, what you do is you never speak of it again. You know that's going on. You never speak of it again. And you protect your conversations, right? So I think that's what happened. That's my assumption of what was going on. Is Gensler knew what was going on. He was aware of what was going on, but it was kind of like one of the unspeakable rules. Like you don't tell me what you're doing, and I won't tell you. And that way I keep myself clean. Big Watch, dude. I think there were all on all on the all on the same page. Um, I think they were all on the same page for the agenda that they wanted to push, and I think each of them knew exactly what the other one was doing. Um, is it true? The SEC gave FTX gave FTX a break, a, a bank a broker license. I did read that they had a broker license. Um, I and if they did have a broker license, then yeah, the SEC had to give it to them. Um, so that's who assigns them broker license. So listen, guys, FTX, the exchange itself, is getting back up and running. Um, they just started releasing people's funds. I think it was in Japan. We covered it a couple of days ago. I can't remember exactly what country, for deposits and withdrawals. Um, they're talking about opening up FTX US. And if they do hold a broker license, they technically can become custodians under this new regulation that the SEC is pushing. So um, imagine imagine that you're I hate to say this because it sounds so jacked up, right? But imagine that you're trading on a centralized exchange, and I'm not going to call any of them out. Just insert any centralized exchange, right? And FTX is the broker custodian for that cryptocurrency exchange. Um, how comfortable are you going to feel with your cryptocurrency being tied up in FTX brokerage? You know, did any other exchanges have a broker license? Sure. Coinbase has a broker license. Coinbase has a broker license, and they're a custodian. Coinbase has one of the biggest custodian wallets in cryptocurrency. They hold a lot of money for BlackRock. They hold a lot of money for a lot of these high end hedge funds. They already have a custodian arm of their company. Um, so yeah, um, Coinbase has a broker license. FTX back up, back up and running, um, back up and running. Yeah, yeah, Big Watch. They are. They're starting to. They started to release money to. I want to say it's Japan. I'd have to go back and look. We covered it the other day here. They're starting to allow deposits and withdrawals from there. Um, and they're trying to get FTX US up and running again. So I mean, think about it. Yeah, I mean, think about that, Big Watch. I mean, they're they've already said that they're trying to get FTX US up and running. Um, the new CEO has already pointed that out. So as they're starting to recover these funds, um, that everybody's telling them where all these funds are, they're starting to inject that back in FTX, and they're starting to get that exchange up and running again. Now, here's the thing: as they get FTX up and running again, and people that have their money tied up on FTX right now, there's going to be a mass exodus out of FTX. There's going to be a lot of liquidity that's taken out of that platform. So again, I ask you, how safe do you think your money is? Um, how safe do you think that is? Timsky, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. I hope your Friday is rolling well. Um, I hope you're having a great Friday. Good to see you with us this morning. Um, Coinbase, FTX, and Wall Street will be holding and selling crypto. There's going to be a lot of custodians, I think, in the cryptocurrency market. I think that you're going to see J.P. Morgan, Fidelity, TD Amerihouse. You're going to see all them guys start to become cryptocurrency custodians once this law is actually on the books. So I think you're going to see bigger power players than FTX or Coinbase become custodians. I think the days of your lower tier custodians or exchanges, the writing's on the wall, Brian, for them. Wall Street wants to control cryptocurrency, and this is the perfect way for them to do it, because they'll control the exchanges, which in turn will allow them to control about 80% of the cash. Timsky's in the house. But yeah, it'll allow them to control 80 to 90% of the cash flowing through centralized exchanges. I mean, think about it. You can't onboard money or offboard money into the cryptocurrency market without going through a centralized exchange. So the majority of money that's coming in and out of crypto has to go through a centralized exchange. So um, they control the onboarding, they control the offboarding of all the cash. So yeah, we can say, oh my God, we're trading on the DeFi side, and we're doing all this stuff on the DeFi side, and it's all decentralized, and nobody knows what we're doing, and nobody knows whose wallet's what, and nobody knows who's holding what. But at the end of the day, in order for you to get that money, from the DeFi side to your bank account, you have to go through a centralized exchange. There's no other way for you to do that, or at least um, somewhere that's tracking you. You can go through PayPal, right? You can transfer your Ethereum over to PayPal, but PayPal's also tracking your sales too. So there's no way to get that money off of the decentralized side without going through a centralized exchange or somebody like PayPal or Cash App or somebody like that. So, you can make as much money as you want on the DeFi side, but eventually you're gonna have to pay the piper when it comes to that. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay your taxes. You're gonna have to, and that money's gonna get tracked. So, so the AI has predicted the AI has predicted ETH will only end 2023 at $2,100. The AI bot says that we're going to end 2023 at $2,100. You know that means that the market is in for some big old downturns, LeGrand, before if that's where the AI bot's predicting at the end. Um, we're going to go down long before we go up. It's not a big price increase from where we are now. Hey DG, that's been my biggest that's been my big picture takeaway all along. It's it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, I mean, when you really get down to how you're moving your money, right, Big Watch, and who's actually tracking your money and how your money is being tracked, um, you know, it all has to go through a centralized exchange to your bank account, and they know what you're doing. They know exactly what you're doing, and when CBDCs come, they're gonna know even more. So, and when you think about it, if the United States government comes out with their own stable coin, which I think they will, the digital dollar, when they come out with their digital dollar, you know, do you think that the banks are going to take anything other than the digital dollar in the United States? The same way with Europe, do you think that when they come out with their CBDC, that their banks are going to allow you to deposit and withdraw anything other than that? No. So each country in their banking system is really only going to allow you to deposit and withdraw what their either CBDC or stable coin is for that particular country. And and that's going to be it. And they're still going to track you. Well, that, that doesn't mean it's true. LeGrand, what do you mean it's not true? The AI said it. If the AI said it, it's true. We got these AI bots. If they said it, it's true, right? Like we're gonna ride with what they got. Um, so, but so I don't know. I hate to be doing, I hate to have that conversation on a Friday, but when you look at it, like the honest, that's just the honest to God truth of how we trade crypto, right? And who's tracking you. But on the flip side of that, if you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing and you're paying your taxes and you're doing everything that the law requires you to do, why are you worried about it? Right? You're only going to worry about it if you're trying to skate the system, right? So, where we at? Bitcoin still hovering around that 23,800 mark. And Ethereum still sitting around that 1,640, 1,650 mark, guys. So, but it's going down. It's going down a little bit over the hourly. Let's go ahead and check this market cap out. let's see what our market cap's been doing in the last hour since we've been talking. 95 lost about, let's see here, 199, lost about 6 billion out of the market cap in about an hour, guys. um Daniel, just 2 weeks ago, the AI predicted markets was gonna go down, and it was, well, the market's an ever fluctuating thing, Legrand, right? So the AI bots just reacting off the data that's there, um, and so I think there's some positive sentiment in the cryptocurrency market. I just don't think that we can break through this hole that we're in right now. I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay the. I'm going to pay the least. The least amount. The least amount of taxes. That's everybody's goal, Dr. Rob, is to pay the least amount of taxes as possible. But at the end of the day, if you owe, you owe. You know, so the Fed, the Fed coin is coming out. It's coming out in June. So so y'all, so y'all, they have jumped on me again. Uh, they have all this planned. They do, XXI Gaming. This is a plan. The Fed's gonna come out with a stable coin. It's gonna come out with its coin. They're gonna track your money. They're gonna track your dollars. There's way too much money in crypto that they're not seeing the tax revenue off of, and they're going to make sure they get their money. Um, People is not paying attention. I'm with you, XXI. I think that there's a lot of people in cryptocurrency right now that are not are not paying close enough attention to what's going on around them. Guys, a friend remind a friendly reminder that the February the 25th is the last day to grab an extra 10%. Okay, LeGrand. Thanks for the reminder. Thank you for the reminder. Dr. Rob. That's facts. We're all trying to pay the least amount of taxes possible. 90% of crypto gets regulated out. Wall Street Wall Street buying up cheap 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 masters. Yeah, I mean, right now Wall Street's buying crypto, man, and they will regulate a lot of these cryptocurrencies out. Brian, it will happen. And I mean, if you don't think that XRP is getting bought up by big institutions right now, you're nuts. I did a video a couple days ago that XRP had over $1 billion in trading value. So you don't do $1 billion of trading volume in 24 hours from retail investors. So there's $1 billion ran through XRP in 24 hours. You let that sink in. Who bought that? Which stablecoin do you see? Which stablecoin do you see surviving? Maybe is USDC. USDC is the one that I see surviving, Big Watch, and it's only because it's connected to Coinbase, which is connected to the cryptocurrency exchanges, which is connected to big money. and BlackRock's got a lot of money tied up in USDC, so they're not going to allow that just to fall. Big watch that's what some people that's what some people are what some people are saying. Um, but but I'm not sure. I think USDC is the one that survives. There's way too much money from BlackRock. A lot of big, huge investors tied up in USDC um, to allow that to fall. Um, so most big banks already have XRP um, or are owned XRP from from recent. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're not loading up more, Brian. Uh, you know, explain $1 billion in volume in 24 hours. Can a retail investors pull that off? Absolutely not. Ken, that wasn't retail. A billion that wasn't retail. That was you know, I don't know of a lot of people who can throw $1 billion of retail into a token. Um, I just that's you got to remember what's coming your way too. The ISO coins are starting to, they're gonna start to ramp up here pretty soon. And plays a big role in that. And X these big huge companies and these big huge banks, they want their XRP and they want it in large numbers for when this happens. So why would they wait and dump all their money into XRP when it's at $5? Why aren't they dumping? Why wouldn't they go in and dump at 38 cents, 37 cents, 40 cents? You know, Daniel, I agree. Um, they're loading up on XRP, XLM. Yeah, all of them, XRP, XLM. They're loading up on all the ISO coins right now, all the money movement coins. These big banks, and people are loading up on. Think about it. Why would they wait for XRP to get to $2 or $3 to load up to double or triple their bags when they can do it at 38 cents, 37 cents, 40 cents? So it's why you see big money movement in these ISO coins right now, because they know where it's going. They know where the price is going. They know what's going to happen when all this is rolled out, and they want to be in cheap. They don't want to be buying when the price is high. They already want to have what they need now. So, um, you know, the problem with XRP and why you didn't see the movement in price when you've seen the $1 billion volume is because there's always this pull and tug between the bulls and the bears and XRP. So people were just selling as they were buying it. As this $1 billion came in, people were selling. If people would have just held on with $1 billion in volume, you would have seen XRP probably at $1 right now, but people weren't holding on. As soon as it went up to like 41 cents, people were selling and dropped it back down to like 38 cents. And then there was more big money that came in and it went back up to 40 cents and people were selling. And then, and this constant battle happened between the bulls and the bears and XRP. Whereas if everybody would have just held on for a little while, you would have seen, with $1 billion of volume, you would have seen XRP's price go skyrocket high. But people can't. People are so worried about making, $5,000 or $10,000 that they're not worried about making that 20, 30, 40,000 that they could have made in one day if they would have just held on. So that was the issue. When that happened the other day. But there was, call it what you want. $1 billion of volume is $1 billion in volume. So, but with that, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go for the morning. Wanted to let you guys show you guys something too. As Shibarium gets closer and closer and closer to its launch, Bone, guys, Bone's on a nice run these past 24 hours. These past 24 hours, Bone's been on a nice little run. And go ahead. And it's up to about $1.96. When I went to bed last night, it was up around $2, which is right up around in here somewhere. So the whales are buying into Bone, guys. They are buying into Bone. They're buying into it heavy. Earlier in the day yesterday, this thing was sitting at around $1.60, $1.70. It ballooned up to $2. Obviously, it's starting to trade sideways a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this over the $2 mark today. So watch Bone. The closer and closer Shibarium gets to its beta launch, this thing just keeps continuing to go up and up and up and up. And I don't think that we've seen the last rise in Bone. You look at it over like the last month here, this thing's been on a skyrocket ride all the way up. I don't think it's gonna pull back. There's gonna be some buy the rumor, sell the news, but I don't believe that this thing's done running yet. So pay attention, guys. Pay attention to that. Know what's coming out. Pay attention to it and know what the price impact is for what's coming. So another quick reminder, MMAI's NFT sale is going to end February 28th. So if you're looking to get into another NFT from MMAI, go ahead, take a look. ETH is coming down. Get it a little bit cheaper than you would have a week or so ago. So go ahead, take a look. Let's try to close that out strong. We should be giving away a free NFT some point today or tomorrow. We did reach that 300 mark. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to your wallets. Pay attention to your wallets. See if you do own a key, if you are the lucky winner of the free key drawing. At $500, at $500, I got money on my mind today. At 500 sales, there will be a 10 ETH giveaway to one person. They're not spreading it out amongst many. It will be to one person. So kind of hoping to see an influx of buys there so that we're able to give 10K away to one lucky winner. I think that would be great and amazing to see somebody from the MMAI community and somebody that's been around for a little while be able to get 10 grand of ETH, because 10 grand could really change somebody's long-term plans, and why not have somebody from the community, why not change their life a little bit. So I'd love to see us get to 500 so we can obviously give that 10 grand away. And of course, it's completely anonymous. You don't have to dox yourself if you don't want to, if you win it. But it would be nice to know who did. I would like to know, just because, I want to know that MMAI had a positive impact on somebody's life. But if you don't feel comfortable, that's fine too. But let's get to that 500 and then let's have that conversation. But so big stuff coming. I think Dr. Rob probably has a space today. I think he's going 7:00 tonight, I believe, or maybe it's earlier in the day because it's Friday. I know he's traveling at some point this weekend. So he's going to have an earlier space when he's traveling. But I'm not sure what day that is, if it's Friday or Saturday. So go ahead and click on Dr. Rob's Twitter space for that Twitter time update. But let's put a big push on to get to this 500, guys. We really want to give away this $10,000 to somebody. We really want to make a positive impact on somebody, and 500 NFTs. There's not a lot of NFTs to sell. It's really not, especially, since the team decided to extend it. I would like to see their decision pay off for them. So if you're holding on till later to buy your NFT or anything like that, don't hold on too long. Let's get to 500. Let's go ahead and make this happen. Let's show the team that the community has their back. Let's give this 10 grand away to somebody, one person, maybe pay car note off for them, or put some groceries in their house, or help them be able to live a little bit more comfortable life. So you know um, that's what we're here to do. I want to see somebody from the community get this $10,000, guys. I really do, because everybody in that community is good people, and I just, one lucky person. I want to see them, you know, be able to live a better little bit of a better life. So with that, go ahead, check them out, man. If you're thinking about getting another one, go ahead and get another one. Let's go ahead and blow this sale up these last couple days, and let's do this the right way. And free key giveaway will be coming soon. So with that, everybody have a great day. Everybody have a great morning. Let's see here if Dr. Rob answer me at all when he's going to do his space. Um, probably probably doing a space at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but not sure, but not scheduled. All right, so pay attention to Dr. Rob's Twitter, guys. He's thinking about 12:30, but it's not scheduled yet. So pay attention. Looks like it's going to be an early one today. So, but let's go ahead. Let's all participate in that. Let's all show the love. Let's all make sure that we're there. Let's all listening in, and let's get that MMAI news, guys. Let's push this out there. Let's get these NFTs sold. Let's put a big push on these last couple of days and get to 500, guys. I'm not even asking you guys to get to 5,200. Let's just get to 500. Let's go ahead and change somebody's life. And with that, everybody have a great Friday. Appreciate you guys spending your time with me this Friday. Appreciate you guys being here in the morning. See you guys around in the chats. Definitely see you in Twitter space if we have a Twitter space. And with that, man, everybody have a great Friday. Appreciate you. Bye.